President Trump could be back inside of a New York courtroom today as part of his ongoing civil fraud trial.
But a potential high-profile showdown, that's going to have to wait. Dre Clark is live outside that courtroom in New York City with the very latest for this morning. Dre?
Yeah, good morning, guys. A familiar scene here outside the courthouse here in Lower Manhattan as we anticipate the arrival of Donald Trump a little later this morning. Extra security is in place, barricades are up, and now we wait. The former president is not required to be here at the courthouse, but it is believed he wanted to be here today to hear testimony from his former personal attorney, Michael Cohen. But Cohen has asked the judge to postpone his testimony to deal with a health issue. The judge now saying that the earliest possible date that Cohen might testify is next week on October 23rd. Meanwhile, on X, formerly Twitter, Michael Cohen had this to say: "I'm not bowing out. I'm not nervous to testify. I'm not being paid off. I have a medical issue that I need to attend to." It's as simple as that. Now, Cohen says he's looking forward to seeing his former boss, Donald Trump, in the courtroom. Cohen is a key witness for the New York State Attorney General in Mr. Trump's civil fraud trial. Cohen worked as Mr. Trump's personal attorney for a decade before the two split in 2018 when Cohen pleaded guilty to federal campaign finance violations and for lying to Congress. He was sentenced to 3 years in a federal prison but only served 13 months behind bars. He was allowed to serve the balance of his time on home confinement. Cohen is also a prosecution witness in Donald Trump's separate Manhattan hush money case, which is scheduled to go to trial next spring. Meanwhile, the judge presiding over Mr. Trump's civil trial has already determined that he and other top executives with the Trump organization committed years of fraud by overinflating the value of some of Mr. Trump's properties and lying about his personal net worth in financial disclosure papers to get better terms on multi-million-dollar loans. For his part, Mr. Trump has called the trial a sham and a witch hunt. Here's more on what he had to say speaking in Iowa yesterday at a campaign rally.
I've been indicted 4 times. And in addition, I have these civil trials that are all coming out of the Justice Department. They've weaponized the Justice Department and the FBI. They've weaponized, think of it, the Justice Department. This is like a banana republic. But we're going to be okay. The good news is I'm the only one that's ever been indicted where the numbers went through the roof.
New York State Attorney General Letitia James is asking the judge to make Mr. Trump pay a $250 million fine and bar him from conducting business here in New York. Meanwhile, during the first week of testimony, the judge actually issued a gag order after Mr. Trump posted some very disparaging things about a member of the judge's courtroom staff. The judge telling Mr. Trump his comments were unacceptable and they would not be tolerated. Meanwhile, court is set to resume at 10 o'clock this morning. Again, Donald Trump has not said publicly if he plans to be here at the courthouse, but we do know that he did arrive at his Fifth Avenue penthouse late last night. And again, security is in place, so they are, it seems to be, anticipating his arrival. Markie?
Yeah, I know it's another madhouse day there at the courthouse. Interesting that Michael Cohen had a medical condition pop up on his big day. Curious if that changes Trump's mind about showing up. We'll see. Dre Clark, thanks so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.